Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace, mercy, and blessings of God be upon you. This is another presentation from www.central-mosque.com and from the Humble Heart YouTube channel. And the topic today is the Qibla is wrong in my masjid. Help! This question has been received, and I'm not going to tell you the actual mosque where this problem exists, but many real old mosques have this problem because Muslims at the time didn't investigate the direction properly. On the other hand, nowadays, because everyone has apps on their phones and the imams are getting a lot of complaints, and to be frank, many people don't know how to use their apps properly. So before you go creating doubts in your community, watch this video all the way to the end and then discuss the issue with competent and knowledgeable scholars. Before we begin, let me just explain something to you. Please understand that you should not use a compass indoors because of magnetic interference. Inside a building, there's magnetic interference that affects the accuracy of your compass. You should also not use apps on your phones indoors because they require a direct line of sight to the satellite. So that can't be done because you have a roof over your head. So always go outdoors, away from structures, away from metals, and then use a compass or app on your phone. This has nothing to do with what I'm about to talk about technically, but I just wanted to point that out. In the last part of the video, I'll be talking about using the method using maths. If you hate maths, don't worry. I won't be explaining the formulas. I will just tell you how to use it in an easy manner. This video isn't for physicists, but for laymen. So you don't need to worry about the exact details, and I'm not going to be explaining this to you at all. And I will deliberately skip some of the technical details. If you're traveling and need to know your Qibla temporarily from a location, then use the WIFAQUL ULAMA app, which is available in Google Play Store and App Store. Turn on your GPS or select the right city and it will give you the Qibla directions. On some models of the phones, the needle shakes, but it still gives you the directions, which is accurate and good enough, and the compass works. For your mosque or your home or your university or your place of work, use the Google method for permanently knowing the exact direction of the Qibla. Once again, I prefer the sun or the Google method. You can't use the sun method all the time. So let's talk about that first and get it over with. So what is a Qibla direction? Imagine a huge light bulb or a huge lamp or a lamppost right above the Kaaba, and then all you would have to do is face that bright light from anywhere on earth and you will be facing the Qibla. It's really that simple. But how can you hang a light bulb over the Kaaba that the whole world can see? Is that even possible? Well, it turns out that Allah Ta'ala has already done it for us, and it is called the sun. Twice a year, the sun is directly above the Kaaba. So on a specific date and time, if you face the sun, you will either be facing the Kaaba or the Kaaba will be directly behind you, depending on the date of the year. You just need to know those dates and times. By the way, even close to those dates and times, for example, 2 or 3 days before or after, if you do this, you will be roughly facing the Qibla direction, so it works for many, many more days and not just 2 days a year. I have detailed many ways of finding the Qibla in the article, and the link is in the description of this video. But you obviously cannot use the sun method all the time, so that's why we will use the Google method. One more thing before we talk about that. Modern directions are shown on a compass using north, which is 0 degrees, east, which is 90 degrees, south, which is 180 degrees, west, which is 270 degrees, and you're back to 360. So if your direction is, let's say, 45 degrees, then it's northeast. If your direction is, let's say, 135 degrees, it's southeast. If your direction is 225, then it's southwest, and so on and so forth. You just need to look at this picture and figure it out. No need to memorize anything. Come back to this video if you need to review this picture. Let's now talk about the Google method. So we will need to find the Qibla for the Grand Mosque of Iceland, and this is in the mosque which has sent me the question, by the way. Reykjavik in Iceland is a beautiful city and I've been there several times, but I've never prayed inside this new mosque. You will be looking for a Qibla for a location that you know, the address you know about. I don't. So I will simply copy this address and then I will go to the internet. So always go to this website, qiblafinder.withgoogle.com. On the left, you see this button and it opens up different languages and you can select the language that you want. Always use this site and no other site. Then click on the Let's Go button and you will be done. And it will take you to a page wherever you are, and it will try to auto-detect your location. Because I'm on a submarine in a secret location, it takes me in the middle of the ocean. I will paste my address and I will click search. And then it's found my location. All I will do is I will come to the left-hand side at the bottom and I will switch to satellite view. And yes, this is the mosque, and here's the exact location of the Qiblah. All I need to do is orient myself. I know which road it is, I know which way it's facing, and I can easily find the exact direction of the Qiblah. You're done. But remember, we were trying to solve a problem of the wrong Qibla and to find out how bad is my wrong direction. So all I will do is I will print this on a paper, then I will draw the wrong direction, and I will measure both the angles, the wrong one and the right one, using a good old-fashioned protractor, and you will know by how many degrees you were wrong. So let me show you how to do that. So here's my picture. The blue line is obviously the right direction of the Qibla, and the black line is the wrong direction of the Qibla. This straight line is where I will put my protractor and measure roughly like this. So when I do that, the right Qibla is roughly 106 degrees, and the wrong Qibla is roughly what? 76 degrees. So then I'll do the subtraction. So obviously I'm going from left to right as you're looking at the screen. So the difference is between 106 and 74, which is 32 degrees. And now you can go and consult the ulama that we have found a difference of 32 degrees in our Qibla. What should we do? Now we will use the maths method, and this is old-fashioned stuff. Nobody knows how to do these things anymore, but I will explain this method to you. You will start with your mosque or your home or your office or wherever you're trying to find the Qibla from. Your destination will always be the Kaaba, because remember that you're trying to get to the Kaaba. First, you will need to find the coordinates, which is basically the latitude and the longitude. Remember, the latitude is usually given first. When you're doing maths, you need to have the same way of representing something. So for example, if I tell you to add 3 meters and 2 feet, then it cannot be done. Why? Because the first number is in meters and the second one is in feet. So they both have to be either in meters or both have to be in feet. Coordinates are given in decimals. For example, this one, 21.4225, or in degrees, minutes, and seconds. So 21 degrees, 25 minutes, and 20.9532 seconds. We will use decimals for calculations. So the exact latitude of the Kaaba is 21.4225 and the exact longitude is 39.8265. Sorry, 39.8261 rather. Don't get confused by these long numbers, because you will just be copying, pasting these numbers and not remembering. So I need to know the latitude and longitude of the Grand Mosque of Iceland. So let's use Google Maps for it. All I have done is opened Google Map. It may open to wherever you're trying to use the internet from, which may be in London or Karachi or New York or wherever or whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm in a submarine, remember, at a secret location, so I get the middle of the ocean. Just kidding. So all I'll do is copy paste my address and it finds it. I click on it and here is the mosque. But I have never been to this new mosque in Iceland, so I have no idea if I'm at the right place or not. I know by looking at this picture that the mosque has a grey roof. So I will switch to satellite view. Remember, so you're looking at it from the top. And then I will come to the right and I can use the plus button to make it bigger. And yes, here's the grey roof. So I am at the right place. All I now need to do is come to the bottom of this pin, right click and click on what's here. And it will give you the coordinates, which are basically the latitude and longitude of the mosque. Let me click those and they get transferred to my window here. Remember that we always use decimal. So what I will do is right click and copy this. That's it. I need to now get back to my slide again. Remember that this number is negative. So all I've done is copied and pasted the numbers. Remember, the latitude and longitude of the Kaaba always goes second. And compared to your source, so for example, in my case, the Grand Mosque of Iceland, or your mosque or your home or your school or whatever it is, will always go first. That's because I'm trying to go from Iceland to the Kaaba. So the Kaaba is always second because it is your destination. Now it's time to use the HAVERSINE formula. I will just simply go to a website which is already given on my web page. It has already done everything for you. You just need to plug in those numbers, your starting point and the Kaaba, which is where you want to end up with to find the direction. Let me take you to the website. After entering all the numbers, which is basically my starting point in Iceland is 0.1, Kaaba is 0.2, hit enter and it does all the calculations for you. In my example, remember, the direction of the Kaaba is the initial bearing and never the final bearing. I'm not going to explain you the technical details. Just trust me that the direction of the Kaaba is the initial bearing. So the direction of the Kaaba turns out to be 106 degrees, 8 minutes and 6 seconds. But, oh no, I told you to always use decimals. So how do I convert this degrees, minutes and seconds to a decimal number? So you just come to another site. Again, the link is on my webpage. You plug in the degrees, the minutes, the seconds, and click convert, and it does it for you. So it is 106.135 degrees, and you are done. But I recommend that you use the Google method to find the Qibla, and if you have any problems with the directions from the past which were wrong, again, use a protractor and then consult the ulama. This needs to go to competent and knowledgeable scholars because there's a difference of opinion on how much deviation from the exact location or exact direction of the Qibla is allowed. I hope you found this presentation useful. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.